Hey guys, JBRider here. Today we're taking a look at Crossout's planned balance changes for November 2025. And fellas, you guys might want to sit down for this one. Now remember, nothing is final yet. Things are still subject to change, but most of the time when it comes to the planned balance changes for Crossout, 90% of the changes make it to the live servers. So they're starting off with structural parts with special parameters. I've been seeing more and more builds using nothing but those special structural parts because the mass to durability ratio is pretty nice and they have like a pass-through ability. So it all works out very nice together. And so they're changing that. A lot of them are getting a lot less durability, like the left helicopter wing and the right helicopter wing. The left radiator bonnet going from 110 to 59 durability. And not only that, they're also doing a very strange change to where an armored scar durability bonus is reduced from 110 to 30 points. Does that mean that when I install the part on my build, even though it says 59, it will only be 30? I'm gonna check it out real quick on the live server, or not the live server, the test server. So now, if we have our naked cabin with 440 durability, if we add one of those left radiator bonnets, it still gives me 50% pass through, but man, the durability is now 59 points. That's crazy. And it says it'll only give me 30 durability. Let's see. Wow, what? So this thing is 59 durability, but it only gives me a 30 cabin durability. That's crazy. Wow. Okay, so people are gonna have to make changes to like all their builds. I do agree that these type of parts were a little too effective. It's just that, you know, I got used to building like this, and so now we're gonna have to change it up again. So this goes for the helicopter wings, the radiator bonnets, the observation compartment, the new one we got for this battle pass. Durability, oh my god, durability bonus going down from 218 to 91 points. That's crazy. So the durability is still 182, but oh my god, that is what I told you guys. You need to sit down for this one. For the mounting bracket, same thing, only 39 or 38 points. The thorax, I'm not sure what is the thorax. Oh, this is the thorax. Yeah, same thing here. Oof. Also for the battle walker, shoulder left and right, and the saya. I don't see the elbow pieces here though. Yeah, I don't see the elbow pieces here. And also big changes coming to the shotguns. All of them, or well, most of them are getting an energy reduction. Lupara going from 6 to 5 energy. Power scores getting reduced and also getting a projectile speed increase. Same thing for the sledgehammer, the mace, the thunderbolt, the hammerfall, and the breaker. Now the breaker got additional changes. They also buffed it, and dude, the moment this post was posted, the price of the breaker skyrocketed. So now the perk charges in 0.6 seconds instead of 0.8. The perk bonus to damage increases by 2 times, and increase the range with the perk active by 100% instead of 50%. Whoa. So this thing is gonna get some crazy range, maybe like the parsers. Unfortunately, they did not give me breakers to test. They gave me punishers, devourers, but no breakers. Kind of sad. So this also means we're gonna see a lot of triple breakers and triple hammerfall builds out there, which is gonna be nice. And I kind of like this change because I mentioned during the stream there are way too many weapons in this game right now that can one-shot your weapons. Look at the hammerfall's durability, 286. This thing gets one shot, you only have one hammerfall left. You're basically useless at that point. So now, if you can run 3 of them, the DPS is gonna be quite nice, because in the past, if you ran 3 of them, you were kind of limited with modules. You could only have like one good radiator. You would have to either go for a second radiator or cooler or an engine. But now, you know, things might become a little bit more interesting. They're also finally buffing the plasma emitters a little bit. For the Prometheus 5, durability is going to 265. Honestly, I think 300 should be the base. For the Helios, it's going from 259 to 350, which very good. And the Nemesis going from 360 to 485 points, which is kind of crazy. But their damage is getting reduced by 10%. I think that's the buff they gave it last time, and now they're reducing it. Just like they mentioned, they have very low survivability. Oh, the drones are getting a very interesting change as well. So for the following drones, oh, one more thing. For the shotguns, the energy reduction is only for the automatic shotguns. I don't see the frontal shotguns in this list. like the leech and the mace. Sorry, not the mace. The leech and the rupture. For some reason, those are not here. Not sure why. And yeah, so for the drones on this list, you will now be able to manually assign a target, just like with the Munin Cabins perk, which is kind of cool. People have been asking for this for, well, I think the people who asked are already gone, and so, you know, they gave us a Munin cabin, but that's not the same thing. It's a legendary cabin, high energy or high power score, and that's not so fun most of the times. And so they're changing the Munin cabin a little bit. So they removed the ability to assign a target to drones from the perk. The perk is now active for 10 seconds instead of 7 before. The perk bonus to damage is now 70% instead of 100%. They could have left it, to be honest. Speed increased from, ooh, that's nice, 71 to 83. Yeah, I did find this cabin a little bit too slow. For drone builds, I prefer like fast builds, so that's why I never use this cabin. I just prefer a faster one. Durability reduced from 430 to 295, which is not the worst thing in the world. And mass is also reduced from 27. Oh, that's good. Wow, 1,000 kilos lighter. Wow. Oh, but the mass limit is also decreased. 12,100 is not too bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. This might actually be really good for this cabin. So for the Judge 76mm damage, blast damage increased by 10%. For the Corvos, I still don't know why they're not making this one hit scan, but they changed it a little bit again. Reduce the projectile size, projectile speed increased by 6%. Honestly, it should be 100%. And the perk now increases the damage of the first projectile and not the last one. For the Astrus, oh, energy reduced as well from 12 to 11. Power score reduced and damage to own part reduced from 40 to 30 points. Well, they should just remove the perk, dude. Nobody wants to use something that is disadvantaged or it hurts your build, you know? Like, it's cool, unique, yay, it's an experimental Scorpion, but we already got the whatchamacallit, the new one, the Sharon. We already got the Sharon, so nobody, absolutely nobody is going to use the Astros anymore. For the Aratrons, durability is getting increased, mass is going down, and they significantly increased the impulse of the exploded projectile. So that's going to be interesting. I've seen people do really, really well with the Aratron. I'm not one of those people, but it was already strong the way it was. It's just the durability. The durability change is quite nice. So for the Capcan, whoa. Okay, this could be worrying. I missed this one. They added a perk where the mine cable becomes stronger in 15 seconds after it's placed. The perk encouraged the tactical use of a Capcan by placing mines where enemies is likely to pass. So does this mean the mine cable becomes stronger in 15 seconds after it's placed? So 15 seconds after it's placed, the mine becomes stronger. 15 seconds is a long ass time, but you know, it's supposed to be like a trap, not like an offensive weapon. The Jotun is getting a energy reduction from 12 to 10 points. That's a lot. I wish they did this for the Ensign. That's a whole lot. PS reduced from 1620 to 1350. Yeah, the Jotun is not, let me see, over efficiency. Yeah, it's not efficient. It's big, it's clunky, it hurts, it does a decent amount of damage. I just don't like it. The Punji is getting a change as well. The negative effect of the perk now additionally deals periodic damage to the enemy's cabin. I thought it already did that. Effect duration increased from 3 to 5, and energy field damage reduced by 16.6%. Huh. Let me take a look at what the Punji's perk is. So the Punji slows down the reload speed and cooldown rate of enemies by 40%. That's a whole lot. Reduces the cabin's power and limits the maximum speed of the armored car by 40% as well, including while boosting. Also deals periodic damage to the cabin. The effects last for 5 seconds. The Punjis are not effective at all unless you drag and hold someone in the beams. For the Clarinet though, the minimap now centers on the projectile when it's flight. Oh, that's nice. So you can actually, if you have a Doppler now, you can actually accurately track a target. That's cool. Oh yes, the custom elephants are getting nerfed. Perk damage bonus reduced from 50 to 35% per 100 meters, which is, you know, not the worst thing. It will still be alright. And the explosion now freezes up parts by 15% instead of 25 before. I'll be honest, it did not feel like 25, it felt like 100%. Whenever I shot someone with the elephants, it felt like they immediately got 100% of the cryogenic effect. That's what it felt like. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's definitely overperforming. It's better than the Narwhal right now. It's better than some legendary cannons as well. So the Jewel is getting another nerf. Even though I don't see a lot of people using it anymore, it's getting another nerf. They're nerfing this one to the ground, boys. Damage reduced by yet another 10%. Maybe it's because it's played in the lower power scores and that's why. And the perk now takes the speed of moving into space into account rather than speedometer meter. Oh, okay. That's what they should have done with the cockpit cabin instead of what they're planning to do, because yeah, the cockpit cabin takes the speed of the speedometer, so even though you're not moving, you still get the perk because of the speedometer says it's going like super fast. We'll get to that though. The Kensei cabin, very unpopular cabin, yes, I agree, and now it's getting a perk to where it increases the armored scar damage protection by 20%. Very, very uncreative. They could have given this something else. It's a cool tuner car. It's from the Syndicate faction. Give it something cool. Give it something unique instead of freaking damage protection. Why? But yeah, anyways, let's move on. The Savior cabin, also very unpopular cabin. Damage protection perk bonus per 1,000 durability points increased from 7 to 10%. Maximum perk bonus increased from 28 to 35%. Honestly, I don't know why they're sticking with this perk. The perk is just not effective enough on such a slow cabin. I don't get why they don't understand that. What they could do, they could make it to where if somebody bumps into you, but that would be too complicated because you could also use the effect to ram somebody. I was thinking of, you know, how real semi-trucks in real life. I was thinking of a perk to where if somebody bumps into you, they come to a complete stop. Because that's what happens in real life, you know. You hit a semi-truck, you come to a complete stop. That would be a very annoying perk though. But it would make sense for such a slow cabin. Yeah, and now we're moving on to the cockpit, the one I was talking about. Speed required to activate the perk increased from 75 to 125 kilometers per hour. So you need an engine to get the perk now. Heating rate of boosters now decreases by 30% instead of increases by 30%, and bonus to boost charge increases from 50 to 75%. As I mentioned, I don't think it's gonna fix the issue. With the cockpit cabin right now, you could be pinning somebody, boosting at the same time, and getting the perk even though you're not going anywhere. And the way to fix that is to implement for the perk now take the speed of the moving in space into account rather than speedometer. If they do that, it's gonna completely kill the cockpit, so I hope they don't do that. But that's one thing I would personally do to fix it. The Ajax cabin is also getting a buff. I call this thing a gun mount with a shield, or just a cabin gun mount. This thing is pretty much useless. So the shield duration and damage bonus active time reduced from 6 to 3 seconds, cooldown reduced from 12 to 6 seconds. I still think it's gonna be a trashy cabin. The only time it kind of worked out is in a fusion build. Then it kind of worked out, but it's still kind of lame. The Beacon 11 is also getting gutted, guys. Additional damage received by the player reduced from 25 to 15%, which is good. It's good. But damage protection bonus reduced from 10 to 7%. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. They say it's an unpopular cabin with unstable efficiency. This change will increase the survivability in the early stages of the game, but will decrease it in the later stages. Yeah, dude, I know, I agree, it's hard to charge it in the beginning, especially in a 4v4 or with certain weapons. With some weapons, you just cannot use this cabin. So I kind of like that it becomes easier in the beginning. But later on, if you do get 10 charges with a couple of other modules, this thing was a beast. I don't think it's going to change too much, but you know, it's unfortunate. I wish it was would just buff it. The Guerrilla one is also getting a change. Durability increase from 450 to 490, and damage resistance to ram damage and melee damage, as well as damage that is led through, increased from 25 to 35%. Just overall buff, which is nice. Low survivability. Yeah, I agree. Low survivability. I believe in the past it started with 490, or it was maybe higher. It was a really good movement part, but I believe I think it's back to where it was before. I'm not 100% sure anymore. Oh, they're changing the Omni and the Atom. Added 25% damage resistance to melee and ram damage. Oh wow, they're buffing my favorite movement parts. Insufficient survivability. What? When colliding with enemies. Oh, okay, colliding. Okay, yeah. Makes sense. Ooh, Bucky wheels. Power bonus per enemy increased from 50 to 60%. Damage that is led through increased from 15 to 20%. Yeah, they say it's a very low efficiency of the wheels, which I use it sometimes because, you know, it gives me the power, but you know, not really my favorite wheel. The Sleipnir is good, dude. I don't use the triangular tracks. They're so they're so useless. They changed the perk for the Sleipnir. As the armored car is driving, increases its power up to 250% at 1800 meters traveled. Really? The old Sleipnir perk was not relevant. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, I do want to test this out. Let me see what this feels like. I want to see if the perk goes away. It's charging really slow though. It doesn't go away. You gotta be traveling for a while, which you can do in the beginning, you know, at the spawn, you can just drive around like crazy. That's basically what it is. All right. So the more you travel, the more power you obtain. That's okay, I guess. I still think it's gonna be kind of useless. Oh, for the widget wheels, yeah, they're also gutting this thing. Speed penalty in the first mode increased from 25 to 40%. 40% less speed. And power bonus in the second mode reduced from 50 to 35. We're getting a lot less power, boyos. High efficiency of the movement part. Personally, I don't really use this movement part, but I've heard that this thing is a little bit too effective. The myriad legs, acceleration reduced. Acceleration is getting reduced by 10%. Legs durability recovery time increased from 7 to 10 seconds. Tonnage reduced from 1660 to 1430. The verifier is also getting a slight adjustment. Reduce the time it takes for enemies to become visible from 3 to 2 seconds. That's good. Actually, it should be immediately in my opinion. Cooldown reduced from 35 to 30 seconds. Yeah, small adjustment. It's good. Oh, yeah, they're fixing / buffing the Morgan. The reload time within the cylinder reduced from 18 to 13%. Perk now speeds up the reload by 7% instead of 4%. Mass reduced from 1616 to 524 and reduce the projectile size. The way the Morgan is right now is already okay, on the live server, but this is gonna make it even better. I haven't seen somebody use the carab disc in so long, but it's also getting a change. The perk no longer reduces weapon damage. I don't know where this change came from. I don't see anybody using this thing. The narwhal is getting some love. Blast radius increased by 25%. Perk bonus damage increased from 100 to 125%. Yep, low efficiency. Yep. For me, whenever I use the narwhal, it just falls off too fast. Hits hard, but falls off too fast. You need to protect it too much for a cannon. The Draco out of nowhere is also getting a buff. Damage that is led through increase from 20 to 35% and damage increased randomly. Just a random buff for the Dracos. Here we go, fellas. The AM5 Avalanche energy reduction from 24 to 23, which is nice. And the PS is getting reduced from 4800 to 4600. A very welcome change. Nobody asked for it, but I'm happy it's here. The Scadi is getting additional changes because they've been buffing the Scadi for the last 3 updates now. And where is it? Yeah, in addition to reducing damage, the perk also reduces enemies' power by up to 35% of its original value. Maximum effect now lasts 43% longer. Wow. Effect duration reduced from 5 to 3 seconds. Oh, okay. And their comment is, it's a very unpopular weapon. Yes, I don't think I made a video on it yet. I was going to, but I was running into the issue. I think I did mention it, is with the problem with the Scadi, and the same thing with the Remedy, is that if you focus one part, it's incredibly strong. But nobody sits still for you. So you either have to pin them down and just melt them, or you would have to chase them around. And when you do that, you don't really deal a lot of damage because you basically spread out the damage to all the different parts. So instead of like 4,000 potential damage you could have done, you only deal like 1,000 damage or something like that. It's very low. It's very hard, especially with all those fast builds out there. So that's the issue with the Scadi. It is a strong weapon, but hopefully this helps it out. The Tierces is, dude, the Tierces right now, I still don't like it, but it's really strong. It's getting nerfed. Maximum number of perk charges reduced from 10 to 6. And their comment is high efficiency due to the recent changes. Well, yeah, that's because it sucked. I still think it's not the best thing in the world, but if you combine it with a fast reload cabin, then yeah, it's gonna hurt. Or if you add some damage protection to it. The non-perk shots are really bad, so yeah, it might kill the weapon again. Parser is getting, dude, I've been playing the Parser non-stop in BFU. It is so good. So I understand this change. Damage reduced by 12%. I completely get it. It's way too strong. At least it's not the range. The damage, I'm okay with the damage. The Triton is finally getting gutted, boyos. After like what, 6 months? Triton is getting gutted. Damage from barrel tip explosions reduced by 25% and charge accumulation delay increased from 6 to 8 seconds. That's a long time to be staring at someone. I think they're gonna go even further and increase it to 10 seconds. I think 10 seconds would be balanced. I knew that the last change wasn't gonna do anything. So it basically never got nerfed yet, even though it got changed. The Chrono Cabin, the perk now accumulates if a wreckage is within 30 meters of the cabin instead of 45 in front of it. Low popularity. Oh, I made plenty of videos where I show how to use this cabin. This cabin is actually really good. But yeah, it's okay if people don't use it. So that means it's just gonna get more buffs. The Absolute Cabin, yep, pretty trashy cabin, added a permanent 20% increase in the blast radius of the projectile to the perk, and activatable bonus to the blast radius reduced from 40 to 30%. It's not enough, man. Give this cabin the perk, like I mentioned, to where you start with more ammo, not infinite ammo. You just start with more ammo, basically removing the risk of adding an ammo box and blowing up. Or no, I think I also said ammo and fuel. Make this cabin be able to farm 20 fuel for you or something like that. Make it, because the explosion, some people might not know it. Explosion radius is basically a useless perk. You want damage. You want raw, unfiltered damage. That's what matters, not explosion radius. Unless it's for the cryogenic weapons, then it's kind of nice to have. The Yokozuna is getting some changes. Allied to speed bonus increased from 15 to 20. That's good. Per cooldown reduced from 25 to 20. Yeah, that's good, I guess. The Jurmenmagender, they're finally looking at it and they're seeing like, oh man, this relic shotgun is trash. So now the pellet damage increased by 41%. I wonder how expensive this thing is going to become because the breaker skyrocketed. 41% increase in pellet damage is crazy. And extra shot now deals 50% of the base damage. Extra shot pellets now heat up parts by 1% instead of... Okay, damn, 1%? It was like 35% and then they reduced it like from 5 to 1% is crazy work. I'll test it out real quick. The extra shot spread is now the same as the base. Oh no. Yeah, the extra shot was usually super duper accurate. Hold on, let me try this out. By the way, I also found the I also found the breaker, so we're also gonna do a test on that. So let's see the breaker shotgun. Let's see what my range is gonna be like. Okay, no, it's nothing crazy like the parser. It charges really fast though. Look how fast you get the perk of the breaker. That's quite nice. Yeah, the normal shot is kind of trashy. The charge shots are really nice though. Hold on, it's taking a little bit. I did add coolers. The charge shot is actually really nice. Now let's take a look at how much the Jormungandr heats up the target. Yeah, the first shot never did anything. Wow. It's not heat. It's barely doing anything. Look at that, dudes. Wow, that's that. Oh wait. I am using just one, and I'm not using a reload module. Let's use more. All right, I now have 3 Yorms. Yeah, first shot never heated the target. It's not a whole lot of heat. The nice thing about the Yorm in the pack, I know why they're doing it, because they're increasing the damage. Whoa. That's a whole lot for a volley. Wow, okay. Yeah, so I know why they're doing this, because their damage is gonna increase like crazy. Dude, that's, whoa. 2k per shot? Why is that one less? Wait. Oh, I'm not getting, oh. Okay. Oh, with the perk shot, it's more. Okay, so with the perk shot, you deal 2k per, that is crazy. And let's see without the perk. Oh, without the perk is 14. Whoa, that's a big difference in perk shot and non-perk shot. Wow. 2k per volley is wild. Yeah, so that's why they're not heating up the target as much anymore, because you would deal 4k damage on a heated target then. Oh my, imagine that if you run a trombone with this as well. Man. Yeah, so the Yorms are, yeah, you won't be able to heat up the targets anymore, but yeah, damn, the damage is crazy. The Porcupines Pro just increased the projectile speed. But yeah, good change, positive change. The Porcupine is basically becoming lighter. The Destroyer, the new relic grenade launcher, getting a durability increase, projectile speed increase, and you can get the perk a lot faster now. Yeah, dude, this thing is... It's kind of disappointing for a relic. The Devourer added the display of the burst length and reload time to the aim. Oh, that's kind of nice. And the Punisher getting a damage reduction. Yeah, the Punishers are crazy right now. But check this out. The perk bonus damage increased from 50 to 65. So they're nerfing the base damage, but increasing the perk damage. But that was the whole beauty of the Punishers. Getting all the perk damages, are all the damage perks working together, and this won't change anything. I still want my Punishers, and that's pretty much it. I do want to check out the Devourer real quick, and yeah, the Devourers. And so now to the Crosshair, you can see the perk. Wasn't that already a thing? Yeah, maybe it wasn't a thing, but it's kind of nice that it's there. Yeah, it's kind of nice, so you can, you know, you don't have to look in any other area. You can just focus on the battle or the player and just, you know, keep an eye on your burst and stuff like that. And the burst can get crazy fast with the Echo perk as well. Yeah, look at that, boys. That's crazy. And reload extremely fast. I still need to make a video on this combo, by the way. The new Devourer's perk. I'm not great with them, so that's why I never did one. I did try them out. They're quite good, but I just suck with them. Anyways, fellas, that was it for the plant balance changes. There are some very good changes in here, very interesting ones, and some very questionable ones. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.